when you have conflicting or variations of fatwa, you said it's not one of the ways to decide was through Maqasid.
Sorry?
You said it's not one of the ways to decide which one to choose was through Maqasid. How do you draw the line between laxity and rigidity when you use Maqasid?
Very good question. That among the approaches some scholars suggest is when there's difference of opinion, to go with the opinion that is in line with the Maqasid. But the question he's asking is, how do you draw the line when it comes to Maqasid between laxity, where you just allow anything to go, and rigidity, where you are not allowing flexibility? And what the scholars have is, when it comes to the Maqasid, they have a ranking of the Maqasid. Those Maqasid or those maslaha that they consider mu'tabara. In other words, they are established by text. This is something that Imam al-Juwayni, al-Haramain, made a major contribution to. And alhamdulillah, a great Shafi'i scholar. So those that were mu'tabara based on text. Then there were those that were maslaha or masalih that were mulgha. These were baseless. They contradicted the Sharia. Then you had the masalih al-mursala. Those that were not based on text but which didn't contradict the text either. And it is in that area that Imam Shafi'i earlier on was more worried that people would just go with their reasoning, particularly leadership, and just allow things. So what some of the scholars did, particularly Imam al-Ghazali, was to break down more criteria for accepting maslaha that were mursala. So for example, for him it was important that it was established through qiyas, whereas with mu'tabara, the established one by the text did not need qiyas. But those that are mursala would need qiyas to back them up. But they went a bit further, that where a maslaha was really a maslaha and it actually brought benefit, and it brought benefit to the majority, not just to a few, and that it didn't contradict any of the other maqasid or any text on the Quran or the Sunnah. In other words, they had other ranking to become more certain of maqasid, so that it wasn't just in the name of maqasid you just take any fatwa. Yeah. Unfortunately, we didn't have time, nor am I qualified to go into the depth. What we've tried to do today is, if Usulul Fiqh is like a city, we didn't just walk through one main road, we ran through it. Yeah. So there are a lot of shoots. This subject is the most complicated subject in the ulumuddin, in the sciences of the deen. It's a very big subject. So complicated that it has become very difficult to get a mujtahid in it. You can get a person who nobody has a problem saying he's a muhaddith. And this one is a mufassir, no problem. But mujtahid, that was another level. Yeah. So all we have done today is just an introduction to the field, what it is, the main branches, the main areas of agreement, the main areas of disagreement, with the hope that we appreciate the differences better, we respect those differences, and understand why it is important for us to keep unity in spite of our diversity, and to make sure as much as possible, when it comes to da'wah, we appreciate the role of fatwas, the role of maqasid, and those of us involved in da'wah to really be more open to the fact that there are other valid ways of giving fatwas that may be different from our own and probably more practical for our own context, and not to get too quick at judging scholars in other places. So just on your question, in the tools they have sharpened the tools on maslaha, on qiyas, on illa, on hikmah, because all of these are maqasid related tools, to try and be as close as possible to what they are certain. But they cannot be full certainty because it's ijtihad. And that's why we respect the difference and agree to disagree agreeably. Wallahu alam. I think we'll stop there, inshallah. Okay, yeah, we'll stop, inshallah. Jazakumullahu khairan. Thank you for your patience, and I pray Allah forgives me for any mistakes I have made. Continue to guide us, and Jazakumullahu khairan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.